Yeah, hello everyone, Kiyan here, and welcome to Gacha Tip, where I put my tip in your brain on how to play Hebban WRIGHT. You could be new, you could be old, you could be an infant, but everyone should have some sort of guide when playing the hit game Wallet WRIGHT, because I wish I have a guide like this a while back. As always, video timestamp will be available, unless I forgot, and let's get on to the video. Always run AFK farm when not playing. This is important for new players since all of your characters are low level. Therefore, making them work in that coal mine will increase the level, allowing you to throw them out in the middle of a battlefield. Not only that, throwing true gun into the coal mine will let you earn GP for equipment shopping and crafting later in the story. Try to do the highest level possible under 40 seconds because there's a time limit of how long your children can farm. Make sure that you clear the stage as fast as possible so that they'll be able to do more run. The thing is, whenever you auto run, the game will add an extra 20 seconds to your beat time. Of course you can run the highest level possible, but that also depends on how much time you spend. Remember, there's a time limit of how long you can AFK, so your goal is to have your character do as many runs as possible. Try to clear chapter 3 ASAP. Because a lot of the late game grinding takes place after chapter 3, I recommend that you try to finish that up before touching any of the event. This is because the event will stay, but the earlier you can start grinding for endgame gear, the faster you'll be able to clear the events up since you can beat the highest level possible. Most of your time and life point will be spent grinding post chapter 3, which is how you're able to do more of the harder difficulty. Also, the story gets way better after chapter 3. Collect items in Garden of Memory. Because you're new to the game, you will have zero resources, so pick up whatever you can is quite important in advancing. The item drop usually reset after a couple hours or so if you intend to log in multiple times a day, then this is good for you. Complete all socialization story. This is another way of getting massive amount of gems starting out, which requires you to get up to a certain personality trait in order for the socializing story to be unlocked during your break time in the story. If you miss out on it, no worry. Just use your stamina and run the socialization story whenever you're free. However, my main goal of doing socialization story is not to earn gem, but to watch Ruka in an onsen and Yuri moment. Collect all of the Memorial Soul. This tip is related to tip number 3 in Garden of Memory. If you haven't noticed while picking up items, some of the character will be distorted. You can spend 20 Illuminati fragments to understand any of the character to unlock recollection story, which in turn will give you 200 gems on top of Memory Soul, which is an accessory that you can equip on the character specific style. Keep all of your accessories. This tip applies to anything you farm or craft since you'll be able to feed those useless ones into a +5 accessory that you own. You can always sell them, but you won't earn that much GP. Therefore, it's better to keep them for XP down the line. And if you actually get a good accessory, well, give them to me. I'm not asking. This is a demand. Prioritize leveling SS style. When leveling up your character stat, you should prioritize SS styles since they give out the most buff, and they'll be the one that you use instead of S or A rank. You should only invest in S or A rank when you really need them or when you have extra material. Otherwise, just deal with SS style. However, do not limit break nilly-willy using your SS sword. If you're going to do it, make sure to LB your character to either LB1 or LB3 since that's when they get their LB passive. Limit break should prioritize support. Don't waste your SS sword on your main attacker right off the bat. This is because your support will mainly be the one in the front line, giving out buff, debuff, and taking those hits. Going from LB0 to 1 is a huge difference since almost every character LB1 give out an extra SP in the front line. Use reversion smartly. Reversion is good to use on a character that have multiple styles and you want to increase their stat. However, do not use reversion on every character and also don't spread them out. You should save enough to reach the key point, which are 1, 5, 10, and 20. Those are the key points that give you more skill slot. Other than that, it just gives you extra stat instead. Do skill level farm whenever possible. Another term of this is called subtle run. This is one of the most important things you should do once you have your team set up already. You can farm skill level in unlimited stamina dungeons such as chapter 3, day 9, day 11, and day 14. It literally just run back and forth, can't be that bad. Unless you're running your game on a mini nuclear controller. then it might explode. But that being said, only do this on PC because your phone will die. Have at least one universal team. This is a must early game because you don't want to switch your character back and forth, regrinding the stage while you could have continued. Building a universal team allows you to bring it to almost every stage or dungeon. This will also be your most diverse powerful team. Also, because I'm brain damaged, universal team let me unga boonga every time that I don't have the time to play the game, but need to do daily. Don't bother with character roles. The role attached to your character style is just a suggestion, but not what the actual duty is. When building a team, make sure that you keep track of what your character does. However, you should still have at least one main damager, one healer, 3 buffer or debuffer, and one of whoever you need or want. Don't use auto equip button. This only applies once you have proper gears, which is post chapter 3. I don't know how the pickle work, but every time I use auto equip button, my entire gear set switched from fire element to a salad bowl of random low quality shit. Not to mention, auto equip tend to put accessory from a different role instead of the role you're trying to equip. So, unless you want to go into combat dressed as a clown, I suggest not to use this godforsaken button once you have all your gear. If you use auto button early game, that's okay because you don't have any gear. Turn off save battle formation. Turning this off would help you in auto battle where the first 3 frontliner are usually your buffer and debuffer, which requires the beginning SP in battle. This would be useful in a dungeon fight since gaining more SP means more ability, which means faster clear. This would also help you with proper rotation whenever you're starting a boss fight in dungeon. Understand the combat system. This is kinda important, it is the entire gameplay of this game. By understanding the combat system, you can do a funny on the enemy to see that 10 mil damage like it was nothing. So, knowing the system would make this game move along easier so you can enjoy the story more. I have a quick beginner guide that touches on the combat system. Link will be in the description if you want to check that out. Don't let your character break. This is super important, especially in the dungeon. Once a character DP breaks, you cannot recover unless you have a specific character that can revive DP. Not only that, the moment your DP break, running auto will not bring the character out again unless 4 or more characters have been broken. So, whatever you do, just don't break. It's that simple. Try to defeat enemy in 1 or 2 turns in dungeons. This will help you last long enough in a dungeon. In a normal dungeon, you would have a total of 100 energy, and each fight will cost 2 plus 3 per turn. If you want to optimize your run, then try to clear a fight in 2 or less turns will be ideal. Remember, sometimes it's not about how long you can last, but about how fast and strong you are, if you know what I mean. Overdrive should be used at the start of a turn or when breaking. Going into overdrive allows you to do extra turns depending on your overdrive level, or OD for short. I recommend you use OD at the start of the turn because your first move will be in OD mode instead of regular, which give you extra damage. Using OD after breaking the enemy allows you to punish its HP more with the OD buff and all the extra SP. Not to mention, some character down the line relies on OD to release strong attack. That being said, you can also click OD button during your attack to boot yourself into it. Pairing a regular turn that you use as a buffing turn into OD would be good for high damage point. The higher the destruction rate, the more damage you do. Having a blast in your team will help with damaging the enemy HP right after you break the enemy DP. Any character can always bring up the destruction rate, but with Blaster, you'll be able to max out the rate much faster for that dummy thick damage. Increasing destruction rate as soon as possible is a must during a rush battle, since your goal is to kill the boss as little turn as possible. Attack when there's a lot of debuff and or buff. This is a bit of a no-brainer. Stacking a lot of debuff and or buff during a fight might allow you to one-shot the enemy with millions of damage. This also works better during overdrive since you can have extra turn to stack more buff debuff on top of the extra damage you can do. Hopefully this video helped you out. Let me know down in the comment if there's anything else I should mention and I might just make another video. If you want, feel free to join the unofficial Discord server or you can join my server, Hebban. Both links will be down in the description. With that all being said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. If you don't, you know what to do, and I will see y'all later. Also, Angel Beat is coming soon. Whee!